what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed.
Carmack One just sold the stove, guys. Cash or Rosie's. So, one stove gone today. I just picked up another stove. Got that one fixed. Put used burners in it. Picked up another stove. I had one of these before, you guys remember I sold. It's the Frigidaire Gallery. Needs a control board. They're expensive, so I'll just hang on to it. When I find another stove like it, I'll use the control board from it. Alright, Carmack One doing business on a Sunday, guys. Take care. Say goodbye to Santa. Freaking Santa. There goes Santa. Tim Hortons garbage. Bye, Santa. Christmas is over. Carmack One just did a house call. I sold someone a stove. They said they turned everything on the stove and everything shut off right away. So I said, that stove works, I'm sorry. So I came, did a house call because I stand behind my stuff I sell, guys. So I said, I'm gonna have a look because that whole stove worked. You did something. You either blew a fuse or something because you turned everything on. Why would you turn the oven, all the elements on? You take it too much amperage anyway, so you don't do that. So yeah, but I got a story to tell you guys. It's gonna be so funny. I gotta get back to my shop. Someone's coming to buy a stove, so I'll get back to you guys. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back from my service call. The guy said the stove wasn't working. He turned everything on and everything just shut off. The only thing that was working was the lights. And then he gave me this stove because he said this doesn't work. It's on my truck now. I'm taking it in right now in the house. I will tell you the story behind this, guys. Stay tuned. Alright, guys. I brought it in the house. Here it is. Frigidaire stove. In working condition. Dirty, but working condition. I mean, very dirty. But she's in working condition. How do I know that? Okay. Let's say about 3 hours ago, a guy came to my storage unit, bought a stove. It's in the video for $250. He took it home. And then he gave me a call. He texted me a message and he called me. He said, what's going on? I told him the stove works. It's tested and everything unless you did something. He said, all I did is turn on all the burners and the oven, everything on the stove. And then everything just shut off completely. So I said, okay, something's wrong here. My stoves all work. I test them before I sell them. So I jump in my truck because I want to back my stuff up. I go to his house. I bring my multimeter. I test the fuses on the stoves. They're all good. And the lights were coming on. The stove light was on. The burners turn on, but nothing is getting hot. It's completely cold, even the oven. I said to her, your husband shouldn't have turned everything on like that because you're drawing too much amperage. And normally blow a fuse or something is going on here. Let me check the fuses here. I checked the fuses on the stove. Seemed okay. Then I said, okay, something's wrong. Where's your breaker in the house? So she brought me to the garage, showed me the breakers. There was a trip breaker, but it was staying on half and half, so I didn't know if it was really tripped or not. It seemed to me it was tripped, so I went back to the basement where the stove is. I tested the amperage coming out of the wall there and the plug. I was getting 120 on one side, which is good. On the other black side, I was getting 32, so I wasn't getting 120 amperage on both sides to make 240. So I told him something's wrong with the breaker. So I said to him, just hold it, push it in, and I'll go test it again. Boom, 240 amps coming out. It was working. I turned the stove on. Everything worked perfect. And it was his breaker. But they gave me the stove when I first got there. They said, you take a broken stove? I said, sure, I'll take it. So after he gave me a hand to load this up on a truck. And he said, oh, you know what? I just thought of something. I said, what'd you think of? I thought of it before he did. This stove probably works that I'm getting rid of. It was the breaker all the time. I said, oh, no. So you bought a stove and your stove was still working? It was the breaker? And the wife said, oh, yeah, that's what it could have been. I said, yeah. I said, sorry about that. Things happen, right? I said, hope the wife don't kill you. And he was telling me, don't tell the wife anything. Then the wife was on the balcony as I'm loading the stove up. She goes, hey, you know what I think, honey? I think that stove still works. So it was funny. So he called me, complaining the stove doesn't work. I get his stove that works for free, just needs a cleaning. So I sold the stove and I scored a stove that works. Carmack won. Scoring all the time, guys. I thought that was a funny story. Take care, guys. Please like and subscribe.